Hey everybody, welcome back to the sanctuary. I wanted to make a video about some of the events that transpired last night. Now, I'd like to say from the get-go that I have zero evidence that this is Sasquatch. I'm not convinced at all that it was, but my primary, I guess, motivation for making this video is just to kind of share how intense it can be up here sometimes. Just in general, being in the woods, it's very dark up here. It's very quiet at night. So here's my story. Um, from about sunset, a little bit after sunset, I was in my vehicle, parked on the lot up here outside the cabin. Just zoning out, watching YouTube videos, whatever. And the dog was just outside the vehicle. She was chewing on some of the bones that I've talked about in videos she has kind of scattered up here. And so I could hear her out there. She's just sitting, it's a nice night, had the window down, and I can hear her hanging out there munching on the bones. And at one point, I was going to go, I think, down to the other adjacent lot here. And so I turned on the vehicle, and she instantly barks, and I was like, okay. I thought at first, I just thought, well, maybe she had fallen asleep, and sometimes dogs do that when you wake them up. Um, and then she kind of did it again, and I was like, yeah, well, maybe I should, think about it a little bit and not just immediately discount it. And maybe she is telling me for some reason there's some creature out here. Uh, and then I don't know exactly what I did. I kind of, if I was fiddling with my phone or what, but then she started really barking and growling. She went kind of right back to the edge of the Rav and just stood there growling, barking into the darkness. Now, one thing I'll note is she's a little bit older, and so am I. Neither of us have the best hearing. So if something, was there, I didn't hear it at any point, prior to her barking or after she alerted me. But at that point, when she started doing that, it freaked me out because I kind of realized that, I mean, yes, there is a chance that it could have just been a raccoon that happened to be there, but for the most part, anything up here that's going to be traveling through that area is going to be well aware of her and I before we are of it. And so generally, I'm going to think, well, if there is something, around and it's close enough to where, it moved in and we couldn't hear it until I kind of startled it or whatever, most forest creatures are going to try to stay away. Especially, like I said, I've got the window down, I'm watching videos and and laughing or whatever at something that I'm watching, and the dog's chewing on bones, like they're whatever is moving through here is going to realize that we're there. So at that point, like I say, I was a little bit rattled because, again, I'm not saying at all that this was Bigfoot. If it's a cougar, a bobcat, a pack of coyotes for some reason, I don't know. But if something was moving in on us and we couldn't smell it, the other thing is that the wind generally comes up from the river, and so our scent was moving towards it and not the other way around. So this thing had wind provided scent cover, and it was moving towards us very quietly to the point where we didn't realize it was there until I flipped the car on and the lights, and then all of a sudden it must have, did something that the dog could hear that I didn't. And then, I didn't see anything, but I got out of there fast and went down to a completely different part of the property. And then again, got down there, just sitting there. Okay, that was weird, and I'm gonna stay down here for a while, and hopefully whatever it is, leaves. And um, I had the window down again. It's a beautiful spring night. Just watching videos, and then all of a sudden I hear like this big crashing, like right in the hillside above me, and I'm like, already on edge about I don't know what this deal was about, what she heard, and what that was, but she was obviously upset, and so I kind of backed up the vehicle, and I took off from the top area here so fast I didn't even grab my spotlight. So I didn't even have that. I kind of backed up to get the vehicle lights up into the trees and everything. And I was fully expecting that I was going to see the trees with significant movement, because based on the sound that I heard, I was like, that sounds like, like a big limb crashing or something coming down. And I looked up, and like I say, I'm already on edge, and those trees were not really moving, and I was like, ugh, okay. So then at that point, I just parked the vehicle this time, finally rolled up the windows because I can't deal with it at this, after all of that. And like I say, who knows? I'm not saying it was Sasquatch. I don't know. And I just ask, I guess, that don't be too quick to judge until it's just you and a dog out here in the woods by yourself in the pitch dark. You know, um, I don't know necessarily what to make of it. There's clearly, I've already said, there's several suspects that it could be, but regardless of which one it was, I don't think that it was. We've had one incident like that before. Well, a couple, but one in particular. When we first started staying up here regularly at night, the dog and I, we had something that snuck up the hillside while she was kind of like under the steps. Um, Something came up and there was like this commotion, and I heard this distinct. It was like three grunts. It was like, "Arr, arr, arr." And the dog took off. And the next day, I found evidence that something big had been moving through there, and it was really creepy because for a moment I'm standing at the door, not knowing, did something just kill my dog? What's going on? Should I open the door? Is it something right outside the door? It was like really intense. And so you could imagine having experiences like that over the course of years, that when the dog is letting you know there's something over there and you can't see it, I mean, again, it doesn't matter if it's Sasquatch or not. Like, it, I don't feel like it's necessarily the best intention of anything that's going to be sneaking up on me and the dog at night, especially right after sundown, so. But yeah, that's basically what happened to me, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about it, and let me know what you think of the comments. Thanks.